What's happening, Lazy Bunch fans? Dan here, and today we're doing the 10th, I repeat, the 10th Ask Lazy Bunch question and answer video! Guys, I don't know if I've said this enough, but this is the 10th video. We have finally reached double digits in this series. We have more episodes of this series than Red vs. Blue did with 0. Sorry, I had to make fun of RVB0 just one more time. Because this is the 10th, I just want to thank you all so much for all your support, all your questions, all your concerns and comments. And I really want to thank all you guys for your support, for your subscriptions, your views, and your care and love. Thank you so much for your support. Between the first Ask Lazy Bunch and now, we have grown so much as a channel. There's so much content now that I really can't thank you guys enough for all that you do. So thank you. I really appreciate all of you. And if you haven't already, make sure you slap that subscribe button. Make sure you like this video to help us with the algorithm. And please check out our Discord server. There's a lot of awesome people on there. We got Lazy Bunch merch questions. We got questions about Perfect Soldiers. We got questions for me. We got areas for anything and everything Halo or Machinima based is on that server. So if you are interested in making a Machinima or know someone who might need some help finding some people, there you go. There's a whole server devoted to helping people find other people. Before we continue, let's check out this month's latest Nate Spidey 18 meme. As per usual, he is giving us the best of the best. Angelic music is playing. It is awesome. It's hilarious. I'm laughing. In all seriousness, all of his memes are hilarious, and you can actually check out me reacting to a bunch of these memes in this video right over here, and check out his channel in the description below. Show him some support. That was a long enough intro. Let's get right down into this, answering some questions. Our first question comes from Kieran Alal. Thank you, Kieran Alal, for asking a bunch of questions in this video. How would I go about using a VR headset with glasses? Do I wear the glasses or take them off? Do I need to buy some kind of special peripheral for it? It's a PSVR, if that helps. So Kieran asks a very legit glasses question problem, because I too have suffered with this problem as well. A lot of people have said to take the glasses off and just adjust the VR headset with the image quality on there to adjust to your eyes. But if you're also struggling with things that are really close up to your eyes, that might be a problem. So I honestly don't really have an answer for you on that. I myself don't have the answer for it. If you do find out the answer, please let me know, because I too understand this struggle. Nate Spidey 18 is asking his first question in the video. Welcome, Nate Spidey, as always. Pavlov VR has Halo stuff in it. So Dan, would you make Halo content with a VR? Possibilities of Halo shorts are there. Like I said, I don't have a VR headset, but I know there's a lot of people who are really getting into the VR stuff more so now than ever. And there's a lot of opportunities for VR Machinima. I mean, it's a very big field that really hasn't been explored very much. The thing is, for me, I don't personally know how exactly I should go about doing this, but there are people who are experimenting and who are trying to get this stuff off the ground. So, you know, it's one of those things where like someone has got to get down and do it. The first person who does it, you know, they're gonna go through a lot of mistakes, and then the second person will learn from those mistakes and improve the process, and the third person, well, it'll get better and better. Maybe not in the near future, but you know, if it gains traction, you know, it's a trend. You gotta jump on that. So we'll see what happens with that. Ethan, or better known as the Slime Goddess, is here asking his very first question of the video. I don't really intend this question to be answered in the series, but if Anderson were to be a Minecraft player, what would his username be? Honestly, this scenario sounds absolutely hilarious, and it's probably gonna be like Swole Andy 69 or something like that. It's gotta be something ridiculous. Like, it can't just be Ben Anderson or something like that. It's gotta be something ridiculous. So I'm sticking it with Swole Andy 69. That's what it's gonna be. Nate Spidey's asking another question. Perfect Soldier Let's Plays could use AI voiceover thingy like the President AI voiceover. That's actually not a bad idea, but I don't know if I feel comfortable with getting our voice talent. You know, they are up and coming voice actors and actresses who are trying to make their way in the world. So if anything, I could just collaborate with them and get them to actually do a voiceover instead of having to use an AI. But doing that kind of stuff would be really cool. I really gotta get with them and do that, because honestly, that's a good opportunity right there. That's something I should really forward to them and see what they think. That's not a bad idea. What if Lockhart is Anderson's monster? Oh God. Javelin Man, you always know how to make me laugh. That's So for those who don't know, Lockhart is a character from Lone Wolf's Extraction. He is a character that just is constantly getting shot and hurt. I don't know. Maybe Anderson created him and he's just meant to be problematic always. Aquifer, known as asking his very first question of the video. Welcome, Aquifer. If you could have your own McDonald's meal like the Travis Scott thing, what would be in it? So firstly, I gotta have a 10-piece chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets are the best thing on the McDonald's menu. And I can't put in McChicken because that would combat got the chicken nuggets, so I would probably do like a cheeseburger or two, or maybe a Big Mac, and then have like hot mustard packets on the side with a frozen Coke. That is what I would eat. I mean, I wouldn't eat that all at once because that, for me, that's a lot of food, but I know people who would, and I think, you know, the Dan meal is something that we should really talk about doing. I think we should really get them to do this. Frosty and Icy is here asking his first question. You ever wonder why we're here? Yes, I wonder that every single day. Frosty's asking some more red versus blue questions. Did Tucker do it? I mean, the question is, what did Tucker not do? Because like, he would do anything. And if you understand the show's humor and the gross context of what I just said, again, I ask, what did Tucker not do? That is the real question. Did Wash get sarged? I mean, he definitely did a number of times, but yeah, he definitely did. He definitely did. How scary is Scary Lady? Tex. She is very scary. She is so scary. I know Caboose says a certain line about this. I don't remember what that line is, but she is a very scary lady, yes. Sheila! Is Caboose funny? Yes, Caboose is absolutely hilarious. He is one of my favorites on the blue team. In fact, him and Church are the reasons why I love blue team. Was it really not Caboose's fault? Did someone put a wall in his way? I think it's true. I think, listen. I think there's a conspiracy out there that someone put a wall in Caboose's way and they meant for that wall to block Caboose's shot. Let's get a hashtag going, guys. Not Caboose's fault. You know, if you put that hashtag in the comments below, I will know you've seen this part of the video and that you have made it this far. So please comment that down below. Hashtag not Caboose's fault. Kieran Law is back with some more questions. If they could bring back one LEGO original theme, excluding Bionicle, what would it be? I mean, Bionicle would be my first choice. I would want them to bring that theme back in a heartbeat. With that being said, we're not doing Bionicle. So I would probably do like Chima or Exoforce. I think those two themes were very underrated. Exoforce anime style was so cool and so like crazy and over the top. Like there hasn't been a theme like that since. And I think we need to bring that back. Chima was really cool too. I mean, you got Lego Ninjago do some cool things with animals, but it's not the same. Like you get like the scorpions and the snakes and some of the reptiles, but like, where's the giant lion? Where's like the unicorn? Where are the cool mythical animals? Like that's what I want. I want Chima like that. That's why I want Chima back. If RVB were to return, how would you write it if they put you in charge? That is a really good question. I've had a lot of thought about this, so I'm gonna use a sports analogy. I hope I didn't lose anyone already, but let me just use a sports analogy real quick to kind of explain where I'm going with this. So let's look at it this way. The current seasons of RVB, let's just go all the way up to 0. We have an amazing team, an amazing cast of characters, and they have all won championships. They have all been into the finals. They have shown that they are worth something. But now the problem is that whole team and cast have retired. They are now off in the Bahamas enjoying their beautiful island paradises and playing golf and everything. So they are not focused on the sports anymore. With that being said, now there's a new team, and that new team just kind of got thrown into the mix. And we didn't plan on doing any sort of transition between the two. So now the problem is the new team's got to figure out what they're going to do. So that's the sports analysis aspect of it. And if I was put in charge of this a couple of years ago, I would have been slowly introducing new characters that will eventually cross over into this new phase where the old characters are out and the new characters have now become like well-known established characters, you know, like kind of like the Marvel movies. The first 3 phases are done, but you still have a few, you know, like Star-Lord, Thor, Spider-Man, like those characters are introduced midway through the first saga, and now they're in the second saga, but the thing is they're already established, so you kind of understand their story. The problem with RVB is that they didn't have any sort of transition. They introduced a new few characters here and there. Don't get me wrong, they did add a few characters here and there, but now it's just like they're trying to just shovel in this whole new cast and expect us all to understand them and like them. It doesn't work that way. You got to build this thing up for years and years and years and establish these characters and get them into the mix with the old characters and see how everything works moving forward. With that being said, what would I do now? This is the present situation that we're in. RVB 0 didn't really work, but what you need to do is either bring it back to basics and just make a simple story about these idiots in a box canyon or something really simple like that, and then grow the plot from there. The problem is you're introducing all these new characters and no one knows who they are. That's the first problem. But then the second problem becomes, is this really RVB anymore? Now we're getting to the certain point where it's like, it's not really about the reds and blues anymore. I mean, in fact, it hasn't really been about just them for like the past like 8 years. But regardless, So because we're in the situation now where now we have to establish new characters, it's going to take some time. It's going to take a few years for us to warm up to some new characters and new cast. But the point of the story is you have to simplify it. For so many years, it was so complicated and so many layers to it that it's hard for newcomers to really grasp onto this. So simplifying it, making it easy to understand, and making these characters like likable, like that should be your focus. The other thing that's the issue now is the way the YouTube algorithm is compared to what it used to be when it first started. Doing 4 to 5 minute skits is no longer viable on YouTube. It hasn't been for a couple of years now, and that's one of the things that like I personally struggle with because I love the skit in like short video format where it's like 3 to 4 minutes. Like I love that format. I love writing for that format. But the thing is you put so much time and effort into it and the algorithm does not push that out at all. But again, for the Red vs. Blue story, it just needs to be simplified. We need to just bring it back to basics. Bring it to a new area where maybe an area we haven't explored that much in the universe, a small city somewhere where they're stuck in and they can't get out. But you know, they're living in this city and they just are constantly having fights and feuds against each other, you know, stuff like that. You know, you have to simplify it. That's what we need to do. We don't need to create a new cast and a villain like a Marvel story where they got to fight these. No. Like if you're telling this in like the Red versus Blue format, tell it in a comedy. Like don't make a drama out of it. And like, yes, you can add drama aspects to it, but like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, don't just take a new cast of characters and start them off in like the freelancer project era. Bring it back a little bit. Make these characters grounded. And again, it's gonna take a couple of years, but don't start off with the bang. Don't start off with something super complicated. Make their world get bigger as we get to know them more. You know, don't just start off with this big universe. Me, myself, I do that with my content, and I don't expect to be Red versus Blue because the content that I make is not like, it's not Red versus Blue. It's not comedic. It's not supposed to be like that. And like, yes, I have been inspired by them, but I'm not trying to tell an RVB story. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, if you're trying to tell an RVB story, you have to keep it simple. And so that's my 2 cents on it. You know, I could elaborate much more, but we will be here for a long time. Next, we got one from One Day Fear. He asks, is Lego Halo a war crime? No, it is not. And I think Lego Halo would be really cool. In fact, there are a lot of people across the country who make like fake Lego guns and things like that. So like there's bound to be people who make like armor molds for their Lego minifigs to make them look like Spartans. So Lego Halo is not a war crime. No, I wish for Lego Halo, but I think it's really cool. Sadi is asking a question. What Lego theme would you love to see happen? Well, go back to that last one. I would love to see Lego Halo. That would be really cool. But Lego's been doing a lot of cool themes lately. They've been really branching out and doing like little sets from different things here and there. I mean, you got like the Hocus Pocus house coming out later this year and a bunch of really cool Disney sets and then Marvel and Star Wars. They're doing a lot of really cool things. I wish they could go a little bit more into the video game stuff. I know they did that with Overwatch. But like, I would love to see like a Titanfall Lego set or a BioShock Lego set. Like, I know those are rated M game things, but like even just like quick little like one-off Lego idea sets would be really cool. And I think they said something about they're gonna do Legend of Zelda sets. So I don't know, the video game world, there's a lot of sets that they can make out of. And I hope that they actually make some cool Lego themed stuff based on video games. That's what I hope they do in the future. If you could watch a fight scene between any 2 characters from any machinima, what characters would you choose? So obviously I would choose my own machinima characters first and foremost, but I'm gonna kind of take them out of the equation just for an easier and less biased answer. So let's go with Caboose from RVB and Glitch from Recruits. Now the thing is, I know we've talked about this before, but both of them are so similar and so indestructible and so OP that the universe would just collapse in on itself if they ever had to fight each other. But I would love to see them like just fight and, you know, just go all ridiculous. Like that's the fight I would love to see. But the thing is, I can't see either of them winning. I see them both like surviving the whole way through, and then some weird coincidence, maybe at one point Glitch carved out a large boulder or something and the boulder fell on both of them and they both died at the same time. Like, that's what I see happening. I see them both losing because of some mistake that they both made. Kieran Law is back and he is asking, who's your favorite Matoran? Huge part of my life. Bionicle played a huge part of me growing up, and the Bionicle characters have these little villagers called Matoran. They're basically like the citizens of this universe and like the people that, you know, the heroes have to save. So Matoran are really cool, and I think Kongu is my absolute favorite Matoran. I loved him in the early days of Bionicle Matching Island Game 1 and 2. He was always a lot of fun to talk to. So yeah, Kongu, and then that other Lee Matoran with the Nokama helmet shape. I can't remember what that mask is called, but that other Lee Matoran, I really liked him as well. If you were a Toa, what element would you be? Remember that there are more than just the 6 of fire, ice, water, air, earth, and stone. There's also gravity, iron, plasma, lightning, plant life, magnetism, sonics, and no idea what that word is. Takanuva, already Toa of Light, so sorry there. So yeah, there's a lot of different types of Toa. I mean, the Toa of Gravity, I mean, the idea of being controlled of gravity is really cool. Plasma and Lightning, I can't really see that much of a difference. Obviously, I would pick air before anything else. Like the Lee Toas, Matau, Liwa, Kongu, like those are always my favorites growing up. I always loved the air Toa. But being a Toa of Gravity or a Toa of Iron, that would be kind of cool. Toa of Sonics actually would be kind of cool. You know, like I could be like a blue-haired hedgehog, you know, but as a Toa, I'm totally kidding. That's not where I'm going with that. But, you know, Toa of like Gravity, Iron, Sonics, you know, air, those are my top 4 probably. I don't know if I have a favorite. I mean, besides air, but that's kind of basic, so I don't want to be too basic. So Gravity is probably the one I'll stick with. And last but not least, we have one last question from Frosty and Icy asking, is Lopez technically the only visible character in RVB? So I'm not sure if I fully understand this joke because this must be something from later down the line, from the more recent seasons that I haven't seen anything past like season 12 of RVB, not gonna lie. So Lopez being invisible, I mean, he's invisible to the rest of the cast, if that's what you're asking. I'm so sorry. This is going over my head like terribly. I'm so sorry. I'm so uncultured. I wish I knew. But that's gonna wrap up today's video. I know this was a very short one. In fact, let me see how long the video portion is. Only 30 minutes of recording. I know it sounds like a lot of time, but like the 45-minute Ask Lazy Butch question and answer videos have been like an hour and 15 minutes of recordings. So like if I'm gonna really think about this is probably gonna be only like 15 minutes, maybe even 18, 20-minute video. This is the shortest one we've ever done, but again, this is the 10th, so I just want to thank you all so much for your support, for liking, for following, for subscribing, for everything you guys do. So thank you so much. Please check out our Discord server, and if you have any questions or comments, please go ahead to the Ask Damien section and ask me your questions. Or if you want to comment down below, I'll also answer YouTube questions as well. But thank you all so much for your support, for everything you guys do. Y'all are awesome. Some of the best friends and fans in the whole wide world, and I really appreciate all of your support. Make sure you again slap that subscribe button. We just surpassed 7,400 subs. So if we can make it to 7,500, that'd be great. And then eventually 8,000 and then 10,000. We're really rising, guys. So if we just keep going, we'll make it. We'll make it there. Thank you all so much. Have a great day, and I'll see you all next time.
Oh my God, it was like, bow, bow. And he's like, no. And I'm like, yeah, huh? Bow, bow, pew, pew, pew. Whoa. I'm good. Oh my God, it was like, bow, bow. And he's like, no. And I'm like, yeah, huh? Bow, bow, pew, pew, pew. Whoa. I'm good.